Planet Water Podcast.
Hello everybody to another episode of the Planet House podcast, the H2Know podcast. Welcome to 2018 everybody.
Welcome back guys.
And
Happy New Year.
and here we go. Our very special guest, what we have today, Monsieur Chris Töpperwien from Germany.
Don't say Monsieur. Monsieur is French.
He's German, so everybody can tell. And I said this in the beginning, we mostly have German guests always on the show, and we should rename our Planet Water podcast the German H2Know podcast. But we have obviously Chance with us, and I'm so happy that Chance holds up the American flag here. And because we're in Los Angeles, we're taping in Los Angeles. But again, 2018, and you hear in the background, guys, and I'm so sorry about this, it's not my headache from yesterday. No, this is actually a concrete dryer on the streets, and they told us for like a half an hour ago they will finish in 10 minutes, and they're still going strong. It's a retrofit of what do you call this? Retrofit for earthquakes.
The earthquakes, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. So hopefully they will finish at one point, guys. And I'm sorry again for the little quality problem what we have here in the background. But again, 2018, welcome. We wanted to podcast actually yesterday already on the 1st of January, but trust me, my headache was that strong. what I can hear outside right now, and I didn't want to podcast yesterday, and I think it was better for Chris and for Chance to not come over here because my mood was very bad, and even Nancy, my lovely wife.
Not just yours.
And
So
Nancy,
we're on the
my
same page
wife, was a little bit upset as well with me because she was not happy about my mood yesterday. But hey, it is what it is now. We're here in 2018. I feel way better. And let's get started. Let's hydrate ourselves.
I see that water and I smell the curry already, actually. So it goes, straight into my nose here, although it's just over there. So, thanks for inviting me, though.
No, this is great. We are very happy to have you, Chris. But first of all, we want to start again, and you know this, people who following us, with some pictures what people sent us over. And the first one, Gerolsteiner. Chris, you know Gerolsteiner too, huh?
Of course. Gerolsteiner. We call it Gerolsteiner. Yeah, let's pronounce it the German way. Yeah, it's a fantastic water. I have been at the production facility in Gerolstein, Germany.
Oh, how interesting.
When I was like 12 years old or something. And they showed everything from the fill up of the bottles and how they produce the water and everything. That was pretty impressive, actually. So ever since I drink Gerolsteiner, my parents, actually, my mom, everybody drinks that.
I think it's a very, very good water.
It's a good water. You can get it in the States. You can get it at Trader Joe's, at every huge grocery store, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the prices vary, though. So
yeah, sure, but it's like 140, 150.
at Trader Joe's,
Yeah.
Sometimes
So
260. I saw it at 260 also at Ralph's.
Oh, really?
Here in LA, yes.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So, guys, when you want to have Gerolsteiner here in America, the funny story about this as well, in Germany we have 3 different versions of Gerolsteiner. We have a still version, a medium version, and a full carbonated version. Here in the States, you just get the full carbonated version.
Yeah.
So there's no still or medium sparkling version. But I think it's kind of sad. I would love to have the still water for my gym. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
thanks again, Jacques Ness, who sent this over. Trying this out with inspiration from Martin Riese, and I think you did a great job there. TDS of 2,500. It's a very high minerality water.
But that's kind of funny, right? That people say, because as a German, I think that way, that people try it out. For us, it's a common water.
It's the number one consumed water in Germany.
It's a number one water.
Yeah.
But it's good. So it's a good choice, though.
Oh, definitely. Another one here, Max Scuruso, inspired by Segerstrom and the Christina to step up my hydro game. Thanks for this sweet accent of H2O Guru Martin Riese. Yeah, I cannot fake my accent, even I'm in Hollywood. This is really my accent, what I have here, guys.
You don't need to. Why should you?
All the TDS, urine game strong. Oh yeah, trust me, huh? When you drink a lot of water, and we had this in the last episode 4, that Chance had to leave us for a second because we had so much water at one point that he need to relieve himself. Yeah.
Hashtag Clear Pee Club.
Yeah, Clear Pee Club. I love this, guys, and it's great. It's a beautiful picture of Fiji, Aqua Carpatica, Gerolsteiner.
I mean, we know Fiji because that's the water we were working with today, also, and what you have on the table every time. But what is this other stuff? Do you?
So Aqua Carpatica comes from Romania, from the Transylvania area.
Oh, from the Dracula?
Yes, that's the Dracula water. And I've been in Romania this year, and they invited me, and I shoot a commercial for Aqua Carpatica. That was a really, it's a great water from Romania. I love this water.
That was a really great short.
No, it's a beautiful video.
Is
so
it a still water? Or
it's still and sparkling, and they have a medium version too. And the sparkling one, called Aqua Carpatica Forte. It's very important for them that I'm saying forte, not forte. This is what they're saying, and this is for mixing cocktails, because you need a very sparkling water for mixing cocktails, because you're diluting water.
So no soda water from the fountain gun.
I don't know. I think it's. I have to say, I tasted soda water from guns sometimes, and we both, Chris, we went to Mills Diner. On Sunset.
They have different qualities. The most of them from the gun, they're really like full of, what is it called? What's it called? The English word for that? It's chlorine.
Sparkling
There's a lot of
chlorine.
chlorine.
Yeah, chlorine. Yeah.
Chlorinated. Yeah.
And you can tell the chlorination level even stronger when you have like soda from a soda machine. It's like it's like really bad, and I was like not happy about this. Then Gerolsteiner in the center, Mountain Valley Springs, a great water. I love that water. It's a very traditional water. All the U.S. presidents always had this water. It's the official White House water, except Donald Trump. He has his own brand, so obviously Mountain Valley Springs is not in the White House anymore, but all other presidencies always had Mountain Valley Springs. And then Topo Chico from Mexico,
That bottle looks like a tequila bottle, kind of.
I even have it here.
Oh wow,
that's here.
So
that's
cool.
Topo Chico.
But that looks like a soda.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Right?
It's a mineral water bottled at source in Mexico, and Coca-Cola just bought this company for $220 million.
I was going to say that.
For how
looks
much?
Like
$220 million.
That looks like a Coca-Cola bottle.
Yeah. But this is actually the original bottle and everything, and it was very famous in Texas, especially in the urban bars, because they use this for mixing for sodas as a mixing component. And Coca-Cola heard about this, that they are like so famous now in Texas, so they bought the whole company for $220 million 3 months ago.
Well, buying water for $200 million, that's
nice,
a cool deal.
Yeah, same. Here we go. Then we received more Castle Rock. Thoughts, taste great, but only 85 TDS. But Castle Rock comes here from California.
I just wanted to say, I think I saw that at Whole Foods, right?
Yeah,
Castle Rock?
It's a great water.
And they have it with flavors as well.
Yes, correct. And they won the Berkeley Spring Water Competition, I think 2 or 3 years ago. Oh, in 2014 or 15? Yeah, in 2014, I believe. They won this. Yeah, 2014. They had the gold medal for best tasting water. So this spring is since 1889 around.
That's interesting.
So
that's it's
cool.
Spring water and has an 85 TDS. Like that's relatively low for spring water.
But it really, again, like terroir driven water, so it really depends where the water is coming from. So it's always fun and interesting to see this. And then here's something I think, and we wanted to talk about this because this is very important, and maybe Trent, you want to lead on this in the beginning?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is actually a documentary. I think the subject is that there was actually a chemical spill in
West Virginia, in Flint, Michigan. Flint, Michigan, obviously. Not West Virginia, sorry. In Michigan.
Was this centered around Michigan, or was it a spill in Detroit that this one?
No, this was from Flint in Michigan. So the city of Flint had a huge spillage.
So what exactly is this?
Sorry,
I'm the sausage guy.
So
you have to explain me.
So this is a documentary, and it's where they're talking about the tap water qualities in America, and they discover the problem that even in Flint, Michigan, from law or like the government said the water is safe to drink, but it was actually completely poisoned, and nobody would have realized that this tap water was poisoned. There was a huge spill of a chemical factory because the chemical was suddenly in the water, had a smell, but no color. So it looked like water and everything was safe to drink.
Yeah.
But the people started to smell at their tap water, and they're like, what's going on there? Something is wrong with my tap water. And then they tested themselves out and they realized there was like big poison in that water.
Geez, okay.
And so they end up going to like different government officials and everything, seeing like how this happened, but then they end up finding out that it's actually a much more systematic, pervasive issue than anybody thought.
Yes. So the problem literally lies in what lies upstream. And and this is a great thing because we talked to the producers and the directors of what lies upstream, and they're showing it in where? In the Cine Lounge.
Cine Lounge on Sunset.
And this is the venue, the Cine Lounge on Sunset, on the 15th of January at the 7:30 performance. So I highly recommend, guys, be there, because you can be one of 50 people going to see this documentary. And then afterwards, you see the stage right here where they're going to showcase the documentary. And after that, we will do a live taping of the Planet Water podcast with the producers live on stage. So this will be
cool.
this will be a very
15th,
interesting. The
right?
15th of January at 7:30. And even as a little surprise for a lot of people, right after our taping, we will have a water bar with me and Chance. And we're going to taste many different cool waters, what we always have here on the podcast. And this will be a great evening. So it's just
whoever listens to this, travel to LA, get the documentary, and get the real water tasting.
Yes, get a real water tasting and get to see Planet Water podcast live on stage for $16. I think that's like the best deal. The best deal in Los Angeles.
If you get a water at the Beverly Hilton, you pay the same amount. So
and if you can't make it that day, they are playing the show for a whole week, aren't they?
Yes, correct. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. So just go on the Cine Lounge homepage and you will see all the dates where they're gonna play the documentary. But we will just be there on the 15th of January. Then another person sent me, David Novokovic, sent me, "Life is simple, just add water." I love this. I think that's a very nice picture. That was a great one too. And I think this is pretty much it, what we received for this week. But we had one more, huh? Frank, here we go, yeah. Frank, local blind water tasting. I think this was very cool. So we recently hosted a blind water tasting with 18 different waters, 16 from Germany, our fatherland. So they're obviously Germans. 2 from the beautiful Italy. In the attached picture, you can see our ranking based on results of our 2 attendees, number of being the best and 18 the worst. Stay thirsty. So this is here the whole.
I mean, if you go to a German grocery store or to any drink store, whatever you call them, you'll find like tons of waters anyway, right?
Really?
Yeah. I think there's no other country in the world that
it's crazy.
has so much water than Germany.
It's crazy. It's crazy. There are so many waters.
And local.
Local waters. We have over 500 different spring waters in Germany.
So crazy.
Just German brands. And spring water. We're not talking about purified waters at all, just German spring waters. The selection is incredible in Germany, and I'm eager to, when people are going to Germany, they should all try that out. But again, so this was our little emails, what we received over the last 1.5 weeks. So thanks again for this. And please, guys, when you want to send us some emails, we would love to see them. And Chance, where shall they send them to?
planetwaterpodcast@gmail.com.
Here we go. So the planetwaterpodcast@gmail.com. Please send us all your pictures, what you're drinking, what you're not drinking maybe, and how your dog is drinking water, how the family members are drinking water, how you fight the hangover, and all this kind of fun things. So we would love to see all your different pictures. But again, so Chris Töpperwien is in the studio, and we're very happy to have you, Chris. And for a lot of people, maybe you don't know Chris, but when you would listen from Germany, you definitely know Chris, because Chris is very, very, very famous in Germany. So Chris, tell me a little bit about, or tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I started 2011 with an idea to come to the States and sell sausages, German sausages of a food truck, actually. So, and we have in German language countries, there's one street food, like the hamburger or the hot dog in the States. It's called Currywurst. It's a chopped up bratwurst from the grill, covered with curry flavored ketchup on top, sprinkled with some mild curry powder. And then we have like a little crispy bun on the side. We can dip that in the hot sauce. And there's also a little wood pick so that you can pick the chopped sausages. It's fantastic. So that's what you can eat like in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, but mostly in Germany.
But it's very famous. It's not just like street food.
No,
where
it's
we
the
sit
number
like,
one street food. I mean, there's also the döner kebab, which a lot of people know. But I would say the number one, and they sell more than 800 million currywursts a year all over Germany. So that's 10 per person a year.
Wow.
So that's an average, right? So it's pretty famous. And I started in 2011, 2012 with a food truck. That's actually the lady who lived in the I think she was born 1800 or something, and she died somewhere in the 70s. She or 60s. She invented the curry ketchup, the chill up sauce in Berlin. She's actually the inventor of the Currywurst. Yeah, that's the patent thing from 1958, where she got or named it the chill up sauce, which is actually nothing else than just ketchup and having some spices in there and some curry powder, and that's it.
So it evolved to a better way, I think.
I'm sorry?
It evolved to a better way now.
Yeah,
curry ketchup.
It's the number one dipping sauce, like you have the mayo or the ranch dressing in the States or Thousand Island dressing in the States. It's the curry ketchup. And that's actually the sign of Herta Heuver. That's the name of the lady. And she used to open that stand or had that little kiosk, the food kiosk with the sausages and the grill on that specific place in Berlin in 1949. But that was closed down somewhere.
Okay. But you're from Cologne. And
I'm from Cologne, yeah.
And there's like a fight between Cologne and Berlin who actually invented the currywurst. Huh?
Really?
Yeah, well, I don't want to say it's a fight. It's more like the regions of Germany, they're different. There's northern Germany, middle Germany, south of Germany, eastern Germany. So Berlin is more like northeast, I would say, or east. The currywurst or the bratwurst itself is kind of different there. They have it with casing, without casing. The sauce is more like tomato flavorish, a little bit more vinegarish from the flavor. And in Cologne and the we call it Ruhrgebiet, it's like 50 miles around Cologne.
It's like the industrial.
Yeah, it's an industrial kind of area and region in Germany. So it's kind of different there. So we really use like real brats from the grill, and the sauce is more like a sweet sour barbecue sauce with a little texture of curry.
Okay.
So that's the difference.
Okay, interesting, very interesting.
Yeah, so that's actually how a currywurst looks like. This specific picture, I have to mention, that is made from a convenient currywurst from a package you can heat up in a microwave or in hot water. So, and it still looks pretty delicious.
Looks great.
So it's a pre-cooked
super
brat.
tasty.
It's made and produced by the company I work with and I produce my ketchup with, and it looks super delicious. So so that's actually how the packaging looks like.
Oh, very cool.
It's a little plastic thing. You can put it, you just put some holes in the top and you put it in the microwave, and it comes with a wood pig and a little curry powder, so you can sprinkle that afterwards. It's
very
a snack,
cool.
So it's like a little
it's nice.
snack
I love
thing.
this.
Yeah, that's me actually in one of the grocery stores, like making some ketchup tasting. Like you do the water tasting, I do the ketchup tasting.
Oh, that's fun. And you bring other curry ketchups with you, or just
sometimes we do that. Sometimes, I mean, a lot of the people, they know how curry ketchup tastes like, and my ketchup really tastes so differently, so that this really is a difference. You don't
Interesting.
need to taste.
And I see it says on the front mild. Does it come in different spice levels?
Well, this is a mild one.
Okay.
We're planning on doing the spicy one too.
Oh, very cool.
But in my opinion, the most of people, they go with mild, and the spiciness, if you make it spicy, you can't go back. So if it's spicy, it's spicy. So if you purchase a spicy one and you think it's too spicy, so it's sitting there, or you throw it away.
Yeah.
So I recommend using like cayenne pepper to spice it up a little bit. Cayenne is one of the spices you can use without any extra flavor that only brings spice to it, which is good. So just, either you sprinkle some cayenne on top or you mix it in the sauce.
Cool.
So you have it spicy. Yeah, that's me and my dog. At Christmas
Rudy,
time, we had a little Instagram thing going on where people could win 3 bottles of curry ketchup. And that's actually how the currywurst comes there in this little food tray. It's a little paper tray.
Cool.
chopped up, covered with ketchup, and yeah.
So this little food tray is a regular base from paper, or like from the cardboard.
Yeah, it's a cardboard tray, food tray, mostly white, and it's like this rifle kind of shape. It's
and it's interesting because a lot of people always would think like, okay, this is like, okay, street food, everything. But the curry sausage is so famous in Germany that we even, in our first floor restaurant, it's a Michelin-starred restaurant where I worked in Berlin, we had this little like trays made of porcelain, and we served sometimes for events a curry sausage.
Really?
So it's that famous. So it's not just like for people like, oh, on the street, like on the go. Yes, the curry sausage, everybody eats curry sausage.
Yeah, it changed a lot over the times though. So sometimes they serve it with champagne. I don't know if that's like too fancy or something because it's a street food, but they serve it with champagne. They put some 24 karat gold leaves on top and all that stuff. So getting really fancy.
The most expensive curry sausages and everything.
Exactly.
Like that. They're doing like this kind of deals and
yeah, exactly. So, but it's for me, it's like you just need something to eat real quick. You grab it, you go. If you're at a good quality place, it's fantastic.
But it's so interesting because I lived in Berlin for 6 years with Nancy, with my wife, and there were so many different Currywurst sausage places, and they're just serving curry sausages. Really? And they are very, very famous. It's the same like here in Los Angeles with Pink's hot dogs. They're very, very famous, and you will always see a line. And in Germany, we have like 2 or 3 or even 4 or 5 different, like Knopkes, for example, Curry 195, Curry
Although,
36.
I had a big story with them going on. So Knopke is one of those little food kiosks. They sell Currywurst there, and
the Chancellor always went there back in the days.
Really? The German ex-Chancellor, before Merkel came up, he was
a big fan of them.
Exactly, the Chancellor. He went there. But, I wasn't impressed there. I was, walking around Berlin and checking out like a bunch of Currywurst stores, and the quality is sometimes really bad. So I had to rate them. And Knopke was one of the worst, actually.
Really?
Wow.
So it was on the front page of the Berlin newspaper with my face like showing like, ugh, And then Knopke reacted. So
really?
They reacted just a day later. They gave a statement regarding, okay, we are right now in the situation to change the butcher to get different sausages.
Really?
So and then they got the new sausages, and I tried them again, and I still wasn't really impressed about this. But there was this little Knopke Currywurst man fight going on. That was
but do you think
funny.
it was about the sauce, or do you think it was about the sausage?
It was about the sausage, which was like kind of a sponge. So if you press that sausage to your, in your mouth, and the sauce itself was just a tomato sauce. To me, it wasn't a curry sauce, but the sausage itself, no casing. It was like spongy and soft. That's not a sausage. It has to have a little snap. It has to be like juicy and very flavorful, and that's what the Knopke sausage didn't have back then. I don't know if that was 3 years ago. I don't know if they changed it now.
Maybe they changed.
But yeah, that was pretty funny.
Well, at least they tried to change it, which is
they tried
crazy.
to change it. That was funny because if somebody comes from the States, even if it's a German guy and says and complains about a local food, what the heck is he doing?
Exactly.
Like that kind of thing. But then it was on the front page on the biggest newspaper in Berlin, and everybody was reading this the day after.
Oh, that is crazy.
So they had to react somehow because they're an institution. They're like a huge. They're known in Berlin.
No, correct. Yeah, that's the same with Curry 636.
Curry 36, same
they're
thing.
In Kreuzberg.
Wasn't very impressive.
Yeah.
Was like.
But they're doing good commercials. They're funny.
Yeah, they're good in marketing. So
they're
that's
very
the thing.
good in
A
marketing.
lot of people, they're good in marketing. They're like 3-4. They're pretty well known in Germany for their currywurst. They do good in marketing.
Yeah.
But the quality is not what I would say. That's a top-notch.
And what do you think about Curry 195 in Charlottenburg on Kudamm?
On the Kudamm? Well, this is like the fancy place. But if you go there and you see in America they call it the Knockwurst. It's just like a wiener sausage, but a thick one, and it's literally swimming and
in fat
and frying in the oil in an oily pan. So that's not my kind of thing. So I like a fresh brat. You have it on the grill. Or even if you have it in a pan, but there's slightly oil there. So it shouldn't be an oily thing.
Yeah.
So you grill a sausage like on any barbecue, and then you just pour the warm sauce on top. That's what it should be, and not just an oily.
So you like it with skin on, obviously.
I like it the cologne North Rhine-Westphalia way.
Because I like it with skin on. So you can chance again, because for chance, this is all new. And I think for a lot of American listeners as well, there are two ways how to get the sausage. Without the skin and with the skin.
Oh, that's what. Yeah.
Yes.
Of course. There's. Yeah. I like it with the skin. The sausage has to have a snap. Yeah. When you bite into it, this has to be like an experience.
Yeah. It's the same what we did on episode 4 with the chocolate.
The chocolate.
It was so interesting
when you bite it off.
Yeah.
Correct, because you want chocolate. We had Katja here from Marine Munchies, and she told us good chocolate needs to like have this knack. This is like
you have to have the snap. But the people they put them in the fridge, and that's a mistake. That's what I think. If you put some chocolate in the fridge,
correct.
Because then you don't have that flavor anymore. Correct. It's like putting Nutella in the fridge.
Yes.
So I think it's kind of tricky to get a chocolate in room temperature and still has a snap, right? Yeah. So I think that's probably.
Yeah. But her chocolates was this. That was amazing. Definitely. They were in room temperature, and they were like, bing. They
so
had this
that's
incredible...
that's the thing. I mean, this is what it's about. Eating and enjoying things is an experience. For me, it's the sausage. It's the currywurst.
Yeah.
So that's not just the sausage. It's also the sauce. I would say the sauce is almost more than 50% in the quality. That's actually a picture where I'm there in front of my roll-up with Nina and Nane, those two ladies from the company called Remagen. They're based in Germany. They sell, for example, they're known for their little hot dog links. They sell them to all over IKEA nationwide in Germany.
Interesting.
No way. Oh,
Yeah, so millions and millions of sausages every day. And they produce my curry ketchup, and in a couple of months we will produce the currywurst as well. This is one of the pictures of the facility where the actually bratwurst, which is grilled already, gets chopped up and then filled up in this little packages here. Yeah, so that's how funny you look like when you walk through this.
Oh, I know this kind of feeling because I visit many water facilities, and you look like that. When you have a beard, because Chris has a slightly beard.
Yeah.
So you have to have this, not just on your head, this little like protection web. You need to have it in front of the mouth
like
as well.
all over, and
it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's
a very professional company. They're in business for more than 300 years.
Oh, really?
No.
So they produce, like, for all the gas stations, the little meatballs. They produce so much stuff for all the big chains of the grocery stores, even for other brand names. And they're one of the biggest in Germany.
And why? Because you see a picture, and people who don't see us on YouTube, just to give you the heads up, there's a picture right now where there's in the one side you see the whole sausage, and then obviously it's a cutting machine, and then you see small little pieces. So why are they all shredded?
You see the lady in the back, she puts a handful of sausages in that machine, and then they get chopped up, and then they're in this little bucket up there.
Do you know why the currywurst is always chopped? It's just convenient?
It's just because it's a handy food, so you don't have fork like silverware, like a fork and
so
a
you
knife
cannot cut it.
when you're sitting in the car, like
Yeah, that makes sense.
So they're chopped up, and that's the
it's
fastest thing.
It's just easier.
Exactly.
So Chris, why curry sausage, and how what is your story? Why did you became even like the king of curry sausages? In Germany,
the king of currywurst. No, I'm not the king of currywurst. I'm the currywurst man. Okay,
the currywurst man. Okay,
on the word
he's the currywurst man. The water sommelier. Apologize.
No, it's actually when I was trying to make money when I was a little boy, or when I was still at school, you have to make money on the side. You have to go and have a job or something. And my family, they used to have like 2 little food kiosks in Cologne, and every day after school I went there and I helped them, doing the dishes or just spicing the chicken and grilling sausages and getting plates off the tables, so helping out. And so I grew up with that business, working in the food industry, working in the restaurant industry, in the restaurant business, even though it wasn't a huge restaurant with tons of tables, more like the bistro kind of kiosk thing. So going to the States, and I'm actually a guy who had an advertising agency in Cologne for 13 years. And so I thought, okay, if you want to move to the States, you have to do something special. You can't do an advertising agency because they're here like all over the place, tons of them. So it's like becoming an actor in the States or becoming a musician. It's not that easy, but I wanted to have it the easy way. So I had to find a niche, and my niche was selling German-style Currywurst sausages, the German street food in the United States, and that was the Currywurst. How to do this? How can I do this? That was 2012. I formed the company in 2011. And so it's 6-7 years already. And you know, you're always on the budget. So I haven't had like millions of dollars or euros back at that time. So I thought, okay, how can I do this? How can I realistically survive? So I started with a food truck. So the food trucks, they're very, very famous in the United States, especially in LA. There are more than 6,000 registered trucks in the county of LA, more than 500 gourmet trucks, which are the trucks, they're wrapped with a nice design and fancy food and all that stuff. So, and I wanted to become a part of this gourmet food truck community. So and that's how it started. So I did the design for the truck. I, created a few recipes and my menu, of course. And I created a little flyer with all the food on it, and a concept and a marketing strategy and my social media pages and all that stuff. And I just started without knowing anyone here.
So, but it sounds so easy now. You just said like in Germany, okay, Cologne, maybe the weather is not perfect, and Los Angeles is beautiful with the weather. So why not going to LA? But can you tell me a little bit like how hard it actually is to get a visa, and what kind of visa do you have?
Yeah, I mean, to come to the United States is not easy at all. I mean, I came here with my ex-wife, and we were invited by her best friend back then, and that was 2006. And we slept at their house, and she was driving us around everywhere, and she showed us everything. And
you fell in love.
And I thought, oh, it's so amazing here. The people are so super nice. And at that time, the currency exchange was better. So for the euro, you got more. You know, that was amazing. And the weather was fantastic, and all the palm trees and beautiful girls still. So whatever. So I thought, okay, let's keep that in mind somewhere for your future in your life. So thank God my business was running very well in Germany, so I was able to travel back and forth a lot of times. And my ex-wife was flying for a big airline, so I was able to do that on a small budget, because it doesn't cost a lot. But in the end, there's one specific thing you have to keep in mind. To stay here, to live here, to be able to work here legally, you have to have a visa, or you have to win in the green card lottery, or get a green card somehow through a marriage or something. But I was married to a German woman, so no green card.
That didn't work out.
Yeah. So the only option for me was to get a visa. So what kind of visa? So you can either be a student. No option for me. I don't want to be a student. So what else? I can be hired by someone. Who shall hire me? Selling sausages? Ooh. Pink's Hot Dogs on La Brea here in LA? No. They're here for 80 years.
Making $12 minimum per hour. It's like, that's not really...
Right. So I had to find like a business idea and create a business plan and invest money to get an investor visa. It's called E2, investor visa. So I had to hire a lawyer, attorney, who helped me with the business plan, who helped me with the whole paperwork, which is like this thick, I don't know, 10 inches thick of just
400
paperwork.
Pages with my visa process. 400 pages thick.
So there was a lot of stress and a lot of hassle, to be honest. And it took a while also. But I finally, I got the visa. I had to go to an interview in Frankfurt at the embassy. They asked me questions. What the hell are you doing with selling sausages? Why should we give you a visa? But that obviously that idea was so interesting for them that they said, okay, let's give it a try. We give you the visa. You can do that. Go fly back. Take care of your truck, which was in business already at that time because I hired a manager who took care of everything while I was in Germany and also I wasn't allowed to work. So I went back like a week later and had that visa in my passport.
Nice.
And that was actually the ticket to the United States.
Okay. Wow. And this was in 2011?
That was in 2012.
2012. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So and ever since, rest is history, let's say. I mean, I worked very, very hard. It was hard from day one to make money. I didn't know anyone. I didn't know where to go with this food truck. I knew that you can park everywhere except of red zones and no parking areas, that's for sure. But it was very, very hard for me to find the right people to hang out with. You know, it's like a community. It's like a gypsy community, food trucking. So I try to get in contact with the people, and I'm actually not the socializing guy who, you know, asks everyone and talks to everybody. I'm more like,
you like to do it by yourself.
Yeah. So just that way. But I had to, because otherwise you can't survive.
Sure.
So I built this up from scratch, actually, with all these people. So, and after, I think, 4 years or something, I decided to work on a plan to license my business out to other people. Not franchise it out, because then they have to purchase stuff from me too, but I didn't want to deal with this. So I said, okay, let's do a trademark license. So I trademarked my brand name and everything. So it's a patent, and then it's you know, it has a number. It's a trademark now. So, and there were German people interested in doing the same thing what I did in other states in the United States, because they wanted to move from Germany to America.
Sure.
And with probably the same idea. And I said, why not? Because I got so many inquiries, you know, asking me, okay, we want to do a food truck. How did you do it? I said, well, do the same stuff what I did.
Sure.
I can give you the plan. I can teach you. I can guide you. I can help you. I can try you to prevent from making, you know, any mistakes or something. So, and that's
you've been there,
when
done
it
that.
started. So, and over the years, I got like a bunch of food trucks in San Diego. Got a food truck, two more in the north side of LA. I got in Orlando, Florida, a food truck in Cape Coral, Florida, in Las Vegas, in the Valley, in Orange County. So different. But still, I mean, there's still trucks. They're operating by those people, but they're also trucks they already closed down.
Sure, didn't work out. No, I understand.
Because
it's a
I
business.
had to cancel agreements because they didn't follow guidelines and stuff. That always happens, you know. They sold different sausages or whatever, you know, or
it's all about quality for you. I think
it's about, you have to protect your brand also, and that's a lot of stress. But you know, parallel to all these business stuff, the business stuff I did, the German television was following me from day one because they found it very interesting.
What happened there? How did you become this
Currywurst
media,
man.
I want to say this media sensation almost in Germany, because really the funny thing is you're asking random people on Germany on the streets, and they will all tell you, when you tell them, do you know the Currywurst man? Yeah, sure, Chris Töpperwien.
Wow.
So here's like this idea already, what I'm always saying, and this is the funny thing, and it's almost scary sometimes as well for me now these days, when people come into Patina and they're looking at me, are you the water guy? What I think it's funny now. It's I like this, and it's great. And when people are interacting with you, and I think, Chris, you love to interact with your followers too. And this is like what's all about, why social media is so important these days. It's fun to interact with people, and this is the whole idea why we're doing this. And we're putting up right now the Currywurst Man official Instagram page, and it's hilarious, your pictures, what you're posting, and people reacting like really funny.
Yeah, well, I'm going like a little bit more private now with the pictures, and not going with the business stuff all the time. There were times I was doing more with Currywurst and Currywurst and Currywurst and Currywurst, but you know, after the years, the people, they know you from TV, from the reality shows and all that. I just got my own show on RTL2 television in Germany, which will be aired in the spring this year.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, I mean, you know, you have to live what you love. I think that's the thing, and I think you have the same thing in common with me, because you are a person who is related to the water. I'm the guy who's related to the Currywurst. So if they call you the water man and I'm the Currywurst man, so this is always a pro we have. So there are a lot of people, you know, they're just a singer or nobody knows them. But we have a product, we have something, you know. We
this niche, what you said in the beginning, I think, and this is the important thing to.
We are the product. Let's say
to be slightly different than everybody else,
yeah,
and
so that's the difference, and that's what makes the success, I think, in the end. So that people keep you in mind. you can be on American Idol singing a song and win this 5 years ago, but now nobody knows you anymore, probably, you know, because you get no other record started.
Yeah,
or something.
correct. Yeah. Correct.
But we will probably still be in the minds of the people in 5 years because they know, okay, that's the sausage guy, that's the water guy, that's this guy, that's that guy. So that's the good thing, actually.
So it started with Goodbye Deutschland. That's the show
there's a
format,
German show about people who move from Germany to different countries in the whole world, which is a very interesting show because there are still tons of people. They want to leave the country, but they can't because they don't have money or they don't have any clue what to do, or the family is not going the same direction, so they're stuck. But at least there's something on TV so you can watch the stories. So that's how it actually started. They made like a little documentary of my career or idea, and they were like with me tons of times.
But this was very correct. It was very successful, I think.
What's that?
It's very successful, that show in Germany.
It's a very successful show for more than 20 years, I guess, already. And it's running every week. It's a weekly show, primetime show, and it mostly, you know, mirrors the private life, the problems of people, you know, where they suffer from and what the problems are and all that stuff. And if you're on that show for so many times, in my opinion, and that's what happened to me, you're someone at the point that you say, okay, you know, people already know what I did. People already know what I do. They know, you know, my family situation. They know all that stuff. Let's do something else or give it back to people, you know, train people, teach people, or, you know, just give them my experience. And the Goodbye Deutschland show, the Goodbye Germany show wasn't actually the perfect platform doing that. Because that just tells stories.
Yeah, and I have a feeling as well a little bit on Goodbye Germany or Goodbye Deutschland, whatever.
That's why I got my
it.
own show now. So that's a.
I have a feeling that they are more looking for drama now than actually for stories.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I have that feeling.
People want to see the drama. I mean, that's normal, right? If they sit in front of the TV, you don't want to see all the success stories all the time.
Sure.
You don't even want to see all these rich people all the time anymore. You know, driving with huge cars, flying with the private jets. I mean, you can watch this, but it's, you know, it becomes boring because it's not close to your life.
You want something. That's the reason, I think, and Jens maybe knows it as well, because Jens is more like in the film industry. It's all about this reality now. Everybody's about reality.
It has to be the real life. I mean,
correct.
Okay, you can script things and you can, you know, try to guide things in different directions.
Yeah.
No problem. But you have to be real.
Yeah.
You have to be yourself.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, a new kind of entertainment that starts now. That in the States, it's starting already. And it's, you know, look at the Kardashians.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, in the beginning, it was more crazy, but it's getting realistic, more realistic right now. I saw a difference going on there. So I think that's also what happens in Germany. It has to go back into the real life and from people, you know, where you're in the same at the same level, and not, okay, this is the huge chef, the master chef, who shows the little small restaurant owner how the omelet goes, you know. So it has to be like the guy from the streets who probably makes the omelet pretty great,
maybe
or
even better
grills the
because
sausage.
he knows.
And because he knows how this goes, and then he shows them just, you know, on the same level. And I think that's the interesting part, because then the people, they get hope.
Yeah, that they can do it maybe
hope.
too. I like this.
So
I love
getting
this.
the hope and you get sympathy on the same at the same time.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too is that it validates your own experience. Sometimes, like, people who are going through struggles, when they see other people doing it, they're like, "Oh, I'm not alone." Like,
correct.
There are other
and you
people
feel
feeling
like
the same thing that I am right now.
Definitely.
But you can only do this if it's not the 1-star Michelin star chef who broke down with his restaurant. No, it has to be the same guy at the same corner somewhere in a Z location, you know, who broke down and or who made it and, you know, gives hope to people. So I think that's the.
So your new show is about hope? What is the concept of the new show?
Yes, the show is actually about hope. It's called help-tainment, if you call it professionally. The producers, they call it's a help-tainment concept, a help-tainment format in that show. It's like me being a business coach. That makes it, or brings it probably to the point. It's me coaching people, giving people advice, what to do to become successful, to not make mistakes, the easiest and fastest way to form a company, the easiest and fastest way to get a good attorney, a good accountant, the easiest and fastest way to build a brand, the branding, the logo, everything you see, because it's all visual nowadays. You have to be better than other people. People have to recognize you with a logo. You have to live that logo. Also, like being a nanny, you know, just grabbing the hands and, you know, sometimes just say, you know what, it's hard. I know you cry, but you know what? I cried even more often than you do right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm honest too. Trust me, it's not always just sunshine and flowers over here in Los Angeles. I cried many, many, many days. So.
Yeah.
When I came from the restaurant and when I was so exhausted, I thought, like, just Martin, you're working every day, 12 to 14 hours every day, and why are you doing this and everything? And then besides that, I'm doing like podcasts. I'm doing all this TV stuff in the States, and I did some German TV too. And I know, and some people even saying. Oh, Martin, that's so easy, huh? To have a camera in front of you and then you're doing a little thing, what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's so exhausting.
Now, people don't know how exhausting life is if you move to a foreign country. Yeah. They have no idea because, you know, people, unfortunately, the Germans, they judge a lot. People don't like people to become successful. That's another story, and that's another bad thing, actually. They always see the good things. Of course, when we are on social media, we post our success.
Correct.
We post our good things. We don't post when we cry. We don't post when we're down, when we're depressed. We don't post that because nobody wants to see. We post the picture with the ketchup, the picture with a great water bottle. Normal. You know, nobody should say you, because that's normal. That's social media. But the reality is you have to try to survive and you have to stay motivated constantly. And I think the trick is to motivate yourself constantly, because if you can't do this, where's the motivator? That's why the market for whatever life coaching and psychologists in the States is so huge. Because people, they look for help, and unfortunately they pay a lot of money for that help. So I give that help and that experience for free to those people in my TV show. But I also only invest my time and my experiences and my help in people who really want that, who really, really believe in their new life, in their new dream, so that it's worth it to do this.
How did that work? So they had a casting in Germany then for the show? Or how does this... And did you select the people? Or how does this work?
It was actually pretty easy. So, I mean, I get inquiries and emails every week where people say, well, we want to do the same thing, but then they have no money and stuff. Happens. So I said, all right, let's go and work something and save you some money up, and then you can come back and ask me again, and perhaps we could do something. In Germany, specifically for the new show, it was like we had a little trailer running at the RTL2 network between the breaks and commercial breaks and all that stuff. I think it's on your
Facebook page.
Yeah, it's on the Facebook. I think the Facebook page, I took it down over the holidays. So you can't see it now.
I just saw it still, but maybe it's...
Yeah, you can't see it now.
Okay. Currywurst.
Yeah, whatever. It's a trailer where we say, you know, you want to move to the States, you want to become successful, you want to change your life with you, by yourself, or with your family, you know, come by and or send me a video and introduce yourself to me. Tell me what you want. Tell me your business idea, and we can probably work on that. So that's what actually happened. And hundreds of people sent emails with different ideas. I mean, there was a guy who wanted to open a tango dancing club kind of thing. There were people that wanted to do like these shisha, what is it called? The smoking bars where you can smoke the
Turkish smoking bars.
The Turkish Oriental, like, you know,
the hookah bars.
Hookah bars,
yeah.
exactly.
Perfect.
Then there were people, they wanted to be a writer, writing screenplays, and, you know, sell that to some
to the studios. That's so simple,
and actors. So there were tons of people, and different stories, funny things, and things I already knew. Okay, this is a waste of time for them and for me. We can't do that. Even if it probably would have been very, very funny on TV.
Sure.
But the show is called, Become Successful in 90 Days. So to translate that in English. So 90 days as a tourist, when you come to the States, you can stay here for 3 months. That's the max. Then you have to go back to your home country. So in that 90 days, you can set up your new life. So that's the point of the show. Setting everything up in 90 days. A business or whatever you want to do, whatever you want to become successful with in 90 days. So we had a little cast or a lot of people, and then we shrinked it down to 15, 20 more, and then I had to decide, the production company had to decide, and the network had to decide which one is the perfect cast for the show also, and that what makes sense, and so all that stuff. And so that's how it happened then, and then we got like an actress, and we got a hairdresser, a really nice guy. We got a couple in Miami who's doing boat rentals. So there are a lot of stories going on. We will do a fourth cast now with food.
Okay.
So it's pretty interesting.
Nice.
And I think, seeing them over that long period of time, developing things and not just showing a week show, filmed a week and then their camera crew's gone and see what happens. No. They're like, filmed over a long period of time.
So they're following and seeing really what's happening.
And I, comment things, even when I'm not there, but I see it on the screen, and then I give my advice or comment, or it's it's funny, it's educating, it's drama, it's everything. So it's a whole mixture of everything. It's like giving new birth to someone. It's a whole new life.
It is a whole new life.
And that's the interesting thing. I think there's wedding planners and people who help you losing weight and all that stuff, and people who help you design your house, but there's no one who can help you, moving and immigrate to a foreign country.
Yeah.
And that's me now.
And trust me, guys, I did the same with my wife, and it was hell. It was so tough because Nancy, my wife, couldn't work in the beginning. She didn't have the visa. She was here allowed 3 months as a tourist. Then she had to go back. We had to find a job for her. Luckily, we found a hotel who could sponsor her. And then I received my green card after 1.5 years about water. Then she could, because I married her, she received then the green card too. Now we are both legally here, but it's so hard to get to the States. So when people listening us from all around the world now, and I'm getting a lot of inquiries too, hey Martin, you're doing a great job over there in the States, and I would love to come, and I would love to be a water sommelier. Trust me, it is not, in Germany we're always saying it's not a Ponyhof. It's not that simple. It's not so simple.
You have to work more. You have to work at least 3 times more than in Germany. I mean, and the dollar, you have to, it's so expensive to live here. The apartments, they are like from a 1 bedroom from 1,400 up. And if you want to rent a house, you can't rent a house less than $3,000-$4,000 a month.
Yes.
I mean, that's not even that's more than double as the average what people make in Germany.
Yes.
Just for a rent.
Yes.
And then you need a car, you need to commute, you need gas. People say, "Oh, the gas is so cheap." Yeah. Gas, but the car insurance is so expensive. Paying $300-$200 a month.
Yeah. So what do you think? How much money you need to come to the States?
To come to the States, at least, first of all, you need to know the language. I think that's the number one thing.
Yes.
So thinking about this, you know the language, and you have a good business plan. Okay, that's the second thing. You need to know what to do. You cannot just come here, but you need at least, talking about a visa, what you need.
What costs money too?
Yeah, for the attorney, of course. A total of $70,000-$80,000 is the minimum you need.
Yes,
the minimum.
That is crazy.
This is when I think about my life now and what I spend.
But with that, you don't have any backup money. I have to add that you have no backup money. So you need at least, let's say, if you want to do it really well, between 90 and 100, then you're safe for at least, let's say, a year.
Yeah, and then when you're coming over here, you don't have any credit history in the States. That was a big problem for me in the beginning in 99 of 2000 when I was here in the first time. People always said to me like, okay, what's your credit history? I could not even rent an apartment because everybody wanted to see my credit history.
You have to build your credit. That's another thing because nobody knows. No Germans. You know, the Germans, they never want to do anything with credit cards. They want to pay everything at once. They want to pay their car cash. They want to, you know, they don't want to have a credit or a payment on anything.
Correct. Complete opposite.
It's so different. It's so different.
So they think, okay, if I finance a car or if I finance my couch or my dryer or whatever, you know, they think, oh God, this is like I'm, you know, some homeless guy or something, you know. It's very, very bad for them. That's what they think. But for me, you know, it's I tell everyone who comes here, you have to hit this reset button. You have to just hit like on this old tapes 000. You have to hit the reset button because it's different here. It's a different culture. Even though we look the same here, but we're not Europe. It's 10,000 kilometers away. It's different. So you have to start from zero. The good thing is if you invest $70,000, let's say, you get a credit card right away from the bank because you have that in your balance, in your savings or checkings account. So you get like whatever, $2,000 limit credit card. So you can start building your credit. And after 10 months or something, you have that in the mail and, you know, get more and more.
Yes.
So that's what you need to do. Not just come here with $1 million in your savings and do nothing. You still won't get any financed car or whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Cool. That was very interesting, Chris. Thank you so much.
So that's about immigration.
So today the Planet Water podcast is not obviously just about water, but you know, when you're following us, we like to do this because we like to introduce obviously then water in the second half or second part of the show. In the first part is always about our guest and talking a little bit, hey, why they became what they are and why they're on the show. So Chris, you want to reveal something very special, what is very, very hard to your, very close to your heart. This is what I wanted to say.
No, you know what? It's for me. It's actually a pleasure to show the American people or the audience who not live in Germany how a real curry ketchup tastes like and is made from and of. So because you can't get it in the grocery store, so you can run around wherever you want to go. You won't find any curry ketchup. Yeah, it's called curry ketchup. There is one brand though. It's the number one brand in Germany.
Hela.
It's called Hela, exactly. They exported it already. They call it mild sauce here, and it costs like $6. Like
you can find it at the world market.
Yeah,
you can find it in continental sausages.
Specific markets.
Yeah. German
but it's
markets.
not the same recipe though, because they had to change the recipe. When you bring a product from Germany to the States and want to produce it here, you have to give them all the ingredients. And they obviously didn't want to, you know, reveal the whole recipe. That's what you have to do. So they had to make some changes, and the sauce is tasted completely differently than in Germany. But anyway, you know, with a few very simple ingredients, you can make the best curry ketchup and curry sauce you've ever imagined.
I like that.
That's also the secret recipe I have on my food trucks and all that. And I can do that easily.
Cool.
I see you have that bowl with a little mixing thing over there, and if you want to, I can show this.
Yes, please. I would love so.
To the people how this goes.
Yes. So again, guys, everybody who is not seeing us on YouTube, I highly suggest to go on YouTube.
People listening now, you're screwed, guys. You have to see that on YouTube, but I will also call it, like, you know, name the ingredients so that you know.
Yes, please.
But you'll see. So it's super easy. The basics is just regular tomato ketchup. I always choose the Heinz ketchup because it has a great consistency. It's not too liquid. It's not too thick. It is not lumpy. Whatever, you just put it in there.
And I think Heinz is the number one consumed ketchup in the world.
Yeah, Heinz, I think it's I don't know if it's the number one in the world.
In the US for sure.
In the US definitely, because even in Germany you can find Heinz ketchup a lot now. Yeah, wow. Even in the grocery stores they're selling you Heinz ketchup.
So what we do is, it's pretty easy. We have the Heinz ketchup, or the ketchup. I don't want to make any advertising for any brands here. So we put that.
Takes a good ketchup.
Go with this little amount here, you know. So we put some ketchup in here. So then, that's a special thing.
I can already smell it.
We actually need like a little container. I have a little container here to mix like this little liquid we put and pour into the ketchup afterwards. Okay. So, and this little thing is based off. Okay. Now the people on a diet might cry and get crazy and all that stuff, but we need sugar.
It looks good already.
Sugar. We need sugar.
So it has to be
this brown sugar.
Okay.
It looks like a little moist sand from the beach. This sugar has I never use the cane sugar or something. What's it called? The white sugar stuff.
Yeah, cane sugar.
Refined.
So I always use the light brown or the dark brown sugar because it
has more flavor.
Melts directly with water.
Oh, interesting.
That's very interesting, and it has the real sweet, healthy flavor.
So when I look at Chris right now, we have like, I would say like a little part of ketchup, and now it's like double of the amount of sugar. Scummy guys. So, so
we
all need to go to the gym right afterwards.
Here, I don't know how much this is. That's what you know this probably. I would say it's 100. It's like 80 grams or something. How much is this?
Like a half cup.
Yeah,
half of a cup of sugar. Then we have like a cup of
about a cup
of ketchup.
So it's like 50-50 right now.
So of course we need curry powder. That's where actually the magic happens. The most of the grocery stores, they have curry powder, of course, but a lot of them, they taste very like Indian curry.
Okay.
So very intensive. So if you get a curry powder in the States, in California, there's Smart and Final, for example. They have amazing curry powder. You can just get that. That's the best curry powder.
Do you know what's so different about the curry powder?
Yeah, because the spices, curry is not a single spice. Curry is the word for a mixture of spices.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff in there.
Yes.
You can get very spicy curry. You can get mild curry. This is actually a very common curry. It has a lot of turmeric in there. It has no spice in there. It's mild. You can smell it. So if you smell the curry and you see, it's not like Indian curry chicken or something.
Yeah.
It's totally
mild.
different. Yeah.
So whoever
it's not so intense
knows
in your nose.
what I mean with mild, it's not too intense.
And has this beautiful golden curry.
It has a nice
color.
golden color. So we put that curry powder in here. I would say it's like 3 tablespoons or something.
Yeah, it's about 3 tablespoons.
Yep. So then I try to make that curry always just a little bit darker, the curry sauce. People they don't like food coloring. I don't care, okay, because I have this little caramel color here. That's how you color food or sauces or whatever it is, gravies, a little darker. It's just a little bit, like perhaps an ounce.
Can you get caramel color at the grocery store?
Yeah, you can get
cool.
caramel color at any grocery stores in the baking section.
Oh, wow.
They have this orange color, they have yellow, they have it's called caramel color. That's actually what they use to color Coca-Cola.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's caramel color. In Germany, it's called E150.
Great.
Huh.
Yeah.
Sure, it's very technical in Germany.
Yeah. So then, on the other hand, then we have some specific things. So you can... I mean, I should go with the Maggi first. So the name of the actual spice, it's called Maggi. It's made from herbs in Switzerland. It's a very, very salty kind of add-on. You can put into soups. You can put into sauces and gravies and whatever. It's very intense. It's probably stronger than soy sauce.
Okay.
If you can't find Maggi, and I don't know where the bottle is, to be honest. I don't know if it's over there. Perhaps the assistant can grab this, or you can grab this. Whatever. We could show you later, or you could fade it in. You can fade it in, Martin, I guess. So that's Maggi. Maggi. How much is this? 2 ounces, I would say, right?
Yeah, about.
It's like a 2-ounce cup of Maggi. We put this in here also. This gives the whole thing a whole different flavor.
Can I smell the...
It smells pretty strong, right?
And we got here the bottle now.
Yeah, that's the bottle.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Maggi seasoning. Improves the taste. That's what it says. In Germany, this is common and known for whatever.
Everything.
70,
just
80
like-
years.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
For a long time.
It smells just like soy sauce.
It smells a little bit like soy sauce, but it's not a soy sauce.
Yeah.
But if you can't find it in any store, Maggi seasoning, you can get it on Amazon. You get the soy sauce.
Here we go.
Instead. All right, that's it. And and then actually water. So we need to
Here
put
we
some
go.
water in
Finally,
there.
by Planet
go.
Water,
And we
the
are
first time we're
going-
talking about water now.
Yeah, and we're going with the good brands here. We're going with Fiji water today.
Excellent.
Best case, of course, hot or warm water, but we can also do this with the room
Because then it
temperature
will
water, let's
dissolve
say.
the ingredients faster when it
Exactly.
would be hot or
So
warm
we put
water.
some water in here
But
to
it's
just make
it's
it
lukewarm,
liquid.
it's room temperature, and with all the cameras and equipment what we have running here, it's easily 80 degrees in
this
here.
is like a
Yeah.
cooking show here,
Yes.
no problem. Easy. So we mix this together
Using a whisk.
exactly with a little
Looks already good.
steel whisk. And yeah, that's the mixture to repeat this again from the brown sugar, let's say half a cup,
Okay.
and was it half a cup? Yeah,
Yeah, half a cup,
approximately
and
half
then
a
about
cup.
a cup
3
of tomato
tablespoons
sauce.
of curry powder, 2 ounces of Maggi, and 1 ounce of caramel color, and a cup of ketchup is here in that bowl. So I put
So right
this
now
liquid-
it's just in a separate bowl, and now Chris is adding
because
it on.
I don't want to have the sugar in this
Sure.
thick ketchup
Yeah, no,
or
no,
something
makes
because
sense.
it's not gonna melt
Yes.
together.
It has
So
to
this
dissolve
is
first.
totally melt together here. I don't want to stick you the finger in there, but it's melted. So and then I just mix this in here, and it mixes with the red color of the ketchup perfectly.
And it's starting to look like a barbecue sauce.
It looks like a barbecue sauce. You're totally right, and that's why I explained to the American people. It tastes like a sweet sour barbecue sauce with a little bit of curry flavor or texture or whatever.
And how was the reception in America when people were trying the
So
the Currywurst?
I served I think more than 50,000 samples to people, like just little sausage slices, and I poured a little bit of the ketchup on top, and people love it because it's a whole new flavor. People don't know it.
Yeah.
People know the very sweet hickory smoke barbecue sauce or whatever, but they don't know this like combined with ketchup. So that's the curry sauce. That's the curry ketchup. If you want to have it thinner, you can put a little bit more in there. But
It looks
if I would
good.
empty
It looks
the
great.
whole bottle, that would be the perfect amount. So yeah, so that's the curry ketchup. And now I saw you have some sausages prepared.
We
in that
do
corner,
very
right?
special sausages. So these are skinless.
Those are yours then, right? Because
Yes.
I think they're vegetarian or
They're
vegan.
vegan. They're
Vegan?
vegan.
Oh my god!
sausages.
I never tried actually vegan sausages or vegetarian.
No, this will
sausages.
be fun.
Oh, it's very cool.
So
These
we have a
are,
spoon
and these are
here.
great. So there's a lot of different vegan sausage brands, but these are like the
The number one.
Cadillac or
Which one is
The
this? Because I have
Mercedes-Benz.
them on my truck as well
Oh, really?
from the
Okay.
Töpperwien brand. I don't know what that brand is.
so
but
Tofurky's pretty good. This
Yeah.
is from a company called Field Roast.
Okay.
And the ingredients, it's mainly wheat gluten. And then we have safflower oil, eggplant, onions, yeast extract, red wine, garlic,
oh my god.
barley,
wine.
onion powder, bell pepper, fennel seed, garlic, and sea salt. What's cool about seitan is it's actually been around, and that's what wheat gluten is
So
seitan.
look at this. I mean, the sausage is not warm yet, but I
But it
want
looks
you to
good.
try this
I have
now.
to
It looks
say,
good though.
when we look at the picture,
It looks almost the same,
Yeah.
right? Like on the
and
picture.
this looks incredible.
Yeah. So
So wheat gluten is
I want
actually
to try the vegan sausage though.
wheat gluten has actually been around since the 6th century in China. And the way you make it, you just wash wheat flour until the starch granules sort of rise up, and then they separate that, and then what you're left with is just the wheat gluten, which is just wheat protein. And the reason why it specifically started in China is because Buddhists actually used it as a meat substitute. So it has a long,
at that.
So
long
perhaps
history.
you could
But if
do some patties for the
That
burgers
is
as well, that
interesting.
stuff, right?
So if you have celiac disease, though, don't eat these because it's pure
Sure,
gluten.
sure,
But
sure.
yeah.
So yeah, try it. I don't know if this fits together with.
Yeah,
the,
I wanna try this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let him try it
work on that for you.
first. Here.
We get one with lots of.
So, and if you want to have that
Curry on
spicy,
there.
then of course you have to put some cayenne pepper in there or whatever.
Oh, it's great. That's
The
really
sauce is,
That's what everybody says, right? It's good. Is it good?
It's amazing.
the sauce
It's
is
so
amazing.
good.
The texture of the sausage is questionable.
Let me try the sausage here.
It's
This is a premiere. I've never tried any vegan and vegetarian sausage, even not the sausage on my trucks. It's not too bad.
No, it's not bad. No, it's not bad at all.
The flavor is great.
It's not bad at all.
It's the texture that's
The
mainly
texture
different.
is
It's spongy.
exactly
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
The flavor, I think there's a little fennel in there. I'm not the
Oh,
fennel guy.
100%.
There is.
100%
Yeah.
fennel. 100% fennel. The fennel is very, very intense.
So
what-
now you have to just think, okay, the sauce is like lukewarm or hot, then it's a totally different flavor.
Oh, definitely,
Sauce is
definitely.
amazing.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's like spicy and tangy.
And then
not
you can
too
get
sweet.
these little bottles here, and then
putting it in there.
funnel. You just fill them up. You can put them in the fridge. They last for weeks.
Perfect.
For weeks.
I love this. So, Chance, you're taking the sauce later, huh?
Excellent, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
and in
let's-
Germany, as I said, you get that in the little bottles, and you just
Perfect.
put that in here. Yeah.
Perfect. That was not a fart. It was the bottle.
It was that was the noise of the bottle.
And where can you get your currywurst sauce?
So yeah, we just started putting the sauces into the German grocery stores. So there's
Okay.
a huge chain. It's called Rewe, R-E-W-E. So that's where it starts now. And by the end of the summer, we will have this nationwide in every single grocery store. And this will also be available in a bigger bottle. That's a small bottle, but there's also like double-sized bottle.
Love this.
Yeah.
So now, obviously, Jens knows, but Chris doesn't know. Now we want to do water tasting with your currywurst sausage. So we want to try what is the best water for Chris Töpperwien's currywurst, bratwurst. So, and we should start with Fiji because we're going up with the TDS levels. And actually, Arrowhead has a little slighter TDS. So empty your glasses, guys. And then
When do we empty them? Drink?
you have to drink it, huh? It's like it's a water show. We are not wasting water here at all, except it's purified water. Then we don't have it in our glass. Very simple.
What about flowers? Do they grow better with that, like with fantastic water?
That is
That's a
actually
good
a
question.
great question, Chris. And yes, they do. Because when you're going to the flower shop, they always give you, obviously, the flowers. And then they give you little packages. And they're saying like, oh, this is the food for the flowers. This is nothing else than actually minerals.
Really?
What's in there.
Wow.
So it's so funny. And I said this in one post of me like for like a year or 2 years ago when people said like, oh, purified water. And yeah, I'm purified. It sounds so good because purification, there's nothing in there anymore. And we here strongly believe on Planet Water, the H2Know podcast, that water should have minerals dissolved. So that's the reason we are thinking the same what you're thinking. Your sausage, you're very important for your where it's coming from, that you want to have the best quality in your sausage, in your sauce as well. That's the same for us with water. So this mineral content is very, very important for our human beings because calcium, magnesium, sodium, all these kind of minerals we cannot produce by ourselves. Flowers, the same. They cannot produce minerals by themselves. Therefore, they need minerals out of the ground when they are actually living. So the small little packages, what the flower companies are giving you, it's nothing else than a mineral mix for flowers that they can survive longer. The same here with water again, guys.
So let's
they are
survive, then.
already minerals dissolved, and therefore we want to drink mineral water and not purified waters. So I need more sausage or sauces because I want to test now to
The
every single
sausages,
water
yeah.
the sauce.
You can give me the other plate also, so I can put more sauce on the other plate.
Yeah.
And some curry powder. And I have to admit, in the end, it's also the powder. I mean, you have to find the right powder. If the powder is
The curry powder, you mean?
the curry powder. If the curry powder is too crazy, the whole sauce
Will
be
taste
messed
differently,
up,
yeah.
can go crazy. But find a mild curry powder. I have my personal curry powder though, so
Even better.
yeah.
Cool.
So, voila.
So you have a plate and you guys have a plate?
Yep.
Yeah, we have
I
everything
need a
here.
spoon. Okay, let's see. First.
Come on, you're hungry. That's the reason why you do this.
Sure. I haven't eaten anything today.
All right, so that's the Arrowhead here.
Breakfast
Arrowhead,
of Champions.
correct?
It's actually one of my favorite waters. Is that
Arrowhead,
bad?
I think
Just
Arrowhead
say
is
that.
a totally great water. It comes from different spring sources. It's owned by Nestle, so we all know Nestle is not really known for maybe the best quality products. But Arrowhead, I think, is a spring water. Therefore, we have it. And we wanted to showcase today some waters what everybody can buy in the grocery store.
North America.
In the
so Arrowhead,
spirit of fast, convenient food.
Correct.
Yeah.
We thought it would be fun to taste the curry sausage with different waters, what everybody can buy in the grocery store. So Arrowhead, we're starting TDS of 230. And we'll get a little bit
What
more
is this
sauce.
TDS? What does that mean? Yeah.
Little too much curry for me.
Right now.
TDS stands for total dissolved solid. So how many minerals are combined in the water?
The minerals.
Yeah,
so the higher the number, the more minerals are in the
and
water.
the stronger will be the taste of the water.
This says it's low mineral water, right?
Correct. By TDS of 230, it's not really high.
What is Gerolsteiner?
2,500.
Yeah.
So 10 times more water in a Gerolsteiner
Okay, Arrowhead.
than this one. I think that water is a little sweeter than the Fiji water. Mm-hmm. Is that something you
It has this. I like Arrowhead. I think it tastes nicely to the curry sausage. It's not for me overwhelming right now, the taste presence, but it's a nice water to drink with your sausage. It's not really
with
like
the spicy
it's,
sauce.
it will be interesting.
Sauce.
Let's taste a little bit more around to see which are they reacting. Right now, it's because on the chocolate sometimes we had like this completely off taste right away that you see like, okay, this water really doesn't fit, or this water really doesn't fit to the wine what we had with Stefan. Right now here, I think Arrowhead and Currywurst is actually a good fit.
Yeah, it's good.
But let's see when we're building up our way now with the different waters, because we want to find the best perfectly sample. Okay, now we're using Fiji. So Fiji water was the water what Chris used to make the
curry sauce.
The curry sauce. Let's see.
It's also interesting when I say to the people when they ask me what are you doing, and I say, well, I'm the Currywurst man. I'm selling currywursts. Then they think, what is this? You know, wurst. I mean, wurst, bratwurst. Wurst is the German word for sausage. But currywurst, they think there's curry inside the sausage.
The sausage.
Which is totally nuts. All right, so it's just the flavor sauce and the spice on top.
It's interesting. I think Fiji now, compared to Arrowhead, even when Arrowhead was like the slightly sweeter taste, I think I can taste the curry better with Fiji. I like it slightly more. It has a better mouthfeel. But maybe it has something to do as well because you used Fiji to make the sauce. And sometimes this is very interesting. We see this in the restaurant when Andreas Roller, my executive chef, uses a particular red wine to make a sauce, and we're using that red wine exactly in the glass. It's a beautiful combination then because you have the same flavor profiles on the dish and in the water glass.
So then the other ones, they're all with...
So
they're
Fiji
carbonated
is,
or something.
Fiji is
The Evian
222. Now we're going to Evian with 357 TDS.
It's also not very much, right?
No, but when you think about purified water, what most Americans are drinking, purified water have a TDS of 40 or below. So this is actually way more than all purified waters ever have. Drink your Fiji out. There's no mixer.
Yeah, the Fiji.
It's a special.
I'm sorry,
Chris
Mr. Water Chief here. Yep.
Okay, Evian from the French Alps, very famous Evian. They're doing some funny, cool commercials right now with babies. It's a
but you know, they have a great marketing strategy. Also.
I think so too. Yeah.
I mean, you know, they have that over the years.
Yeah.
It's a great marketing. The name is great.
Man, I love that sauce. It's so good.
I would say this is also, you know what? This is close to this one from the flavor.
To Arrowhead.
Huh?
I think so too, yeah. Evian has a love.
To me, it's a little sharper, like a little more acidic taste.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Evian has a love and hate relationship with their clients. Some people saying Evian is so yummy, and some other people saying, oh God, forget it. I will not drink Evian at all. And it's very interesting. A lot of people know about Evian that love-hate. It's very interesting. I think so too. The acidic levels coming a little bit better out of Evian than from Fiji or Arrowhead.
I actually like it. I think it complements the tanginess of the sauce.
Mm-hmm. I like this. Arrowhead was a little flat for me. It was not like this sensation. I didn't have anything. Fiji was like very smooth, obviously, and it balanced out the spice level of the curry sausage. Evian gives a little kick now to it.
Yeah.
What I think is very interesting. Okay. Super interesting. Now we're starting with Perrier. 475 TDS.
475.
475, and it's a sparkling water.
So is it more healthy to have more minerals in there, or does that matter? For what is it good?
It really, for me,
The
because
higher,
I'm
the
a water sommelier, so for me it's all about taste, and I'm not a doctor, so therefore health benefits, I'm always like saying, do you know what? You should check out with your doctor what's better and not better for you. Obviously, when you're working out, Chris, and I know you're going to the gym.
This is my plan for this year.
your solution for the next year is going to the gym. Because in the gym you're sweating, or when you're on the 4 or 5 in the middle of the day and it's all traffic and you're backed up, you're sweating because you may be late for your appointment. And it's already 2 o'clock and you want to go to your appointment at 2:15 and your appointment is actually just 5 minutes away, but you're on the 4 or 5 and you're stuck in traffic and you will take another 20 minutes or 30 minutes or 40 minutes or even half an hour to an hour for sometimes 2 or 3 miles, you start to sweat. So the higher mineral content then helps you to refurbish all the minerals what you're sweating out, because your sweat is salty.
Yeah.
So for people who are exercising a lot, you need...
This tastes, in my opinion, saltier than all the other waters we had. And it has a very fine sparkling on the tongue. So it's easier to swallow, I guess. That's what I would say. I don't know.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Chris. So first of all, you have this slightly salty sensation because it's added carbonation. And carbonation is acidic notes and it brings out all the other minerals. So therefore, it will stronger all the minerals, and minerals are nothing else than salts at one point. So therefore, it will be slightly salter. I love the carbonation level of Perrier because it's not too aggressive. Let's see with Pellegrino and Crystal Geyser how their carbonation levels are.
I'm a Crystal Geyser guy. I always drink Crystal Geyser.
I think it's a great water.
I haven't tried their sparkling yet.
No?
Yeah, so I'm excited.
They have that with so many flavors, like with orange and lemon and lime. But I prefer the regular one.
But I like Perrier, I have to say, to the sausage and to the sauce. Because even I drank Perrier, it doesn't wash everything away. Obviously, the still water is giving more sensation because you still have the flavor of the sausage and the sauce a little bit stronger in your palate than vice versa with Crystal Geyser, Pellegrino or Perrier, because the carbonation level is like a scrubber on your tongue and will cleanse out better everything. So when you neutralize, or when you want to neutralize your palate, guys, I would highly suggest do it with a sparkling water, because a sparkling water cleans your palate better than a still water does. Interesting. Crystal Geyser. TDS of 500.
Crystal
500.
500 TDS.
Oh.
Wow.
So it's double the Arrowhead.
Yeah, and you can see it's very reactive. I was always spilled everything by myself.
Really,
Jesus.
It's dangerous. You have to be careful.
And I have a mixer in front of me, a microphone, and my laptop. I'm not really interested to...
I always have a rack right next to me.
Have a little water problem here. So the carbonation level seems to be very strong.
It's very strong, yeah.
The bubbles are bigger. They're not as fine as with the Perrier.
No.
Yeah, I want to put this a little bit right in front of the mic because I want that you're hearing actually the carbs. You can literally hear the carbonation level. Okay. Chris?
Yeah. So this is my home water, so I'm familiar.
Great.
But I still have the flavor from the Perrier, so let's see.
Let's neutralize it.
Yeah, it's so much more.
Oh yeah.
You can really taste it, right? It's like foaming in your mouth.
Completely. You almost think you have like a soap or something in your mouth. It's so sparkling. It's very aggressive. Sparkling. So I'm eating the sausage, you can hear. My mother will be very upset with me right now because she always told me I should not eat and talk. Now I'm doing this. I'm so sorry.
This is still from the flavor in my opinion now, even if I probably have no real professional knowledge here, but I think the saltiness is pretty similar to the Perrier.
I really like that.
I like it too, but the carbonation is stronger.
Yeah,
So
very strong.
I'm really strong.
But you can't drink that out of the bottle. You have to drink it from the glass.
I believe this. Yeah,
You
I
can't
believe
drink
this.
it out of the bottle. You go crazy.
Too insane.
After 2-3 swallows, you think it comes back up. It's like so much. It's
like champagne.
sparkling.
When you're trying to drink a champagne from the bottle, guys, don't do it.
Yeah, you can't do it.
It's like there's no chance to do this because it's too heavy. But Crystal Geyser is nice. It neutralizes very much, obviously.
And it's cheap.
The
that
sausage.
bottle is like 88 cents, 90 cents at the grocery stores here.
So for people who love a water who really neutralize everything and has a good carbonation level to it, I think this would be great. And now we're doing Pellegrino from Italy. There was a little angel fart, what we learned by Stefan. Pellegrino, 1109 TDS.
Oh, so that's double.
So that's now double of Crystal Geyser. Very classic brand. Pellegrino is...
I'm full already from bottle of the water.
And again, guys,
TDS?
1109.
Wow, okay.
Pellegrino is originally a still water. It rises from different springs in Italy, in the Milano region. It's a still water, and they're adding the carbonation to it. So the number one carbonated water in America is actually a still water, what's artificial carbonated. It's very funny.
Sorry, guys. So I think from the sparkling perspective, it's exactly between those two here.
Yes, you're absolutely right,
Please
Chris.
correct me, but
No,
this is exactly
I completely
between this.
agree with you.
It's like a medium kind of thing between those if you compare it.
And this has a more like magnesium type flavor to
Yes.
it.
Yeah, Perrier for the people who love tiny bubbles, the champagne bubbles.
Yeah.
Then Crystal Geyser is for people who want something very bold in their glass on bubbles.
Yeah.
And Pellegrino is right between. And I think that's the reason why Pellegrino is so successful. The carbonation level is just like in the middle. So it's a crowd pleaser.
Even though it's not a medium sparkling thing.
No,
right?
no. But it's a full sparkling.
Do
but
they
I
have
think
that
it's
medium?
Pellegrino
type?
is
No,
just
right?
that. Just that. When you want a still Pellegrino, then it's actually Aquapanna. Aquapanna comes from a different spring. It's from the Tuscan area. I've been to the spring. But this is the same company. It's Nestle too. Pellegrino is then the sparkling version, and Aquapanna is the still version. You will see them mostly in high-end restaurants. They have the top 50 restaurants around the world. This is actually an invention of Pellegrino and Aquapanna originally, where the Netflix series now Top Chefs is based on, about the 50 best restaurants in the world. This was nothing else than a commercial gig for Aquapanna and San Pellegrino to try to sell more waters in restaurants originally.
Wow.
Now it's become themselves, and they're still the main sponsors. But when you look at the top 50 rankings for like 10 years ago, you will always see the Pellegrino and Aquapanna top 50 restaurants.
Well,
good marketing. Again, marketing.
yeah,
It's all about
I mean,
marketing.
Pellegrino, you can find that in any pizzeria, any Italian restaurant. They have Pellegrino.
It's a good water. There's nothing that you cannot say anything
From a
about
sparkling
Pellegrino.
perspective, I'm the Perrier guy now, I would say. But those bottles, they're expensive.
I have to say as well, Perrier, I thought Perrier was the best for the sausage. I like the flavor of it. I like that I still could taste the sausage and the sauce right after. I really enjoyed Perrier. What about the still water, guys? What do you think?
I
What
really
was
like the Evian out of the still waters.
Because it gave like this...
Yeah, it really like
sensation.
complemented the tanginess of it, which I liked. I liked that a lot.
Chris, what do you think? What is your winner?
I really have to admit, I mean, I'm still between Arrowhead and Fiji. So I wouldn't go for this Evian thing, to be honest. I mean, I'm used to Arrowhead anyway, but I like it a little sweeter. I don't like this salty stuff. And if you drink it, if you feel this electric kind of battery type in your throat. I don't know.
I know what you're saying.
It has to be smooth. It has to run down smoothly. So a mixture of the both of them, that would be cool. But,
we can do this here. We can mix it in a glass, a little bit of Arrowhead, a little bit of Fiji.
Fiji is a cool water. I mean, I like Fiji. A lot of people I know, they drink Fiji. In Germany, it's super expensive. Even here in the grocery stores, I think
it is more expensive.
$3.
It's one of the most expensive waters you can buy in the regular grocery store. But I still, again, think that the quality is very, very good. The water is very good. What you're getting,
it's really smooth. I can't think of another water that's.
Because we tasted so many different waters now, Chance, on the show. And before we started the Planet Water podcast, we did water tasting tests at Patina all the time. And again, for me, I tasted over around 1,000 springs now so far. Fiji is definitely one of the best springs I ever tasted. Still. It's very interesting. It has
a very distinguishable taste as well. Like, you're drinking Fiji when you drink it.
Yeah.
No, this was great. That was amazing. It was very interesting. And again, it's so funny, guys, because we wanted to do the show today for a long time. And Chris is a very close friend of mine. And we met at LACMA back in the days, at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. And
Museum, exactly.
And this had to be in 2012.
I think it was around 2012.
Yeah, it was right in the beginning, because I just moved to the States in 2011 in September. And Chris, almost like the same time. And then, of course, I walked to my restaurant at LACMA and I saw across the street the German
because
flag.
There's this food truck line, lined up with the food trucks. Wow. And there was the Currywurst truck.
Yeah, and I said, I had to go there. For my break, I had to go over there.
Let's go there, try some sausage.
Yeah, and I thought first they're Americans. They are like American people who just made fun of Germany, and they had like the German flag in their window or something like that. Yeah. And then, no, actually, Chris was standing there, and I said, like, hi. And then we talked a little bit. And then we started to, seeing each other. Sounds like that we are together.
But that's what it was. So I came
fun.
To his restaurant when he was the general manager across the street.
Correct. At Riese.
You came in your I went to the fancy place and he went to the street food place. So so that's how
But it's
how
great.
we met on our places.
No, this was great. No, thank you so much, Chris.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure. I hope a lot of people who listen to this try a curry ketchup and try that out. Send a picture. Grill some sausages. You can get sausages everywhere. If you have a Trader Joe's, they have German bratwurst. It's really called bratwurst. It's a white sausage. Put it in the pan with a little bit of veggie oil. Grill it that it looks nice and golden brown. And then you pour the homemade sauce on top and send in the pictures. I want to see that. And I post that on my Instagram as well. Yeah,
I would love to see the pictures too. Yeah. And where they can find you, Chris? What is your Instagram?
The Instagram is Currywurst Man with a double N at the end, _official. And Currywurst Man, double N on Facebook. So, but I'm more on Instagram. So
okay, perfect. I love this. Great show. Thank you, Chance. What is our next one? Episode 6 then already, huh? So we'll see what we're gonna do in episode 6. Thank you so much, guys, for listening in.
Thank you.
Follow us, please, obviously, as well on Planet Water Podcast.
And always stay hungry also, not just thirsty.
Stay hungry and stay thirsty. Cook good for yourself, for everybody else. Take care of ourselves and yourselves. That's very important too. Drink enough water, especially in the 2018, in the new year. And remember, guys, water is not just water. See you on episode 6. Thank you so much, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.
Planet Water Podcast.